I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
This is an A-. We saw a lot of proven high-floor veterans get picked late in the first round yesterday. If Richie Saunders hadn't torn his ACL, I think he would have been in that category. The Memphis Grizzlies are the best second-round drafting team in the NBA, and they prove it every single year. There's a really clear history in recent seasons, and this is going to be just the latest piece of evidence. Richie Saunders isn't just an NBA player. He's going to be an NBA player for a long time. He's got a clear niche. He's going to come in, space the floor. He understands how to not only make threes, but utilize the corners, keep the ball moving.
That is CBS Sports' Adam Finkelstein pumping up the former BYU Cougar. Saunders to Memphis. Good time to go to Memphis, PK. Middle of a rebuild. They can give young guys chances. Might go somewhere else and get buried, but here you have a chance to earn your way onto the court, presumably.
When?
As soon as his knee allows, I would think.
Hence when? This year? Next year?
I would think this year.
Okay.
If you're good enough, you gotta go. Go.
I don't know if he'd be healthy.
Well, that is the hitch. I don't know that either. But as soon as he's healthy.
Right. Hence when.
Yak, explain this one to me. In a unique twist, every second-round pick in the NBA draft was traded at some point outside of Toronto.
So, Tankathon, which is they track all this stuff. At some point in the lead-up to this draft or last night, every single one of those picks has exchanged hands outside of one team.
Only one of the 30 drafted where they were supposed to based on the standings, and they held it the whole time.
And the Toronto Raptors, yeah.
Okay, all right. There's an oddity. I don't know what to do with that, but there's some trivia for you.
I saw
2 words. Move on.
Move on, okay.
You guys.
Detroit Pistons traded forward Isaiah Stewart to the Memphis Grizzlies for 3 second-round draft picks. Well, there's 10% of them on the move. And a trio of trade rumors popping up with the Boston Celtics open to dealing Jaylen Brown. The Charlotte Hornets looking to trade LaMelo Ball. The Clippers considering parting ways with Kawhi Leonard. Will some of those guys be traded for each other? What will happen? The Lakers with some cap room this summer. They're going to take on some salary. Now's the time.
I thought the Austin Reeves things was deadly against them, and it was going to hurt them forever.
In the long run, yes, but they have a window here this summer. Because he was paid so little, his cap hold is really small. They just have to make sure he's the last guy they sign. But they have a chance to make a big move right here this summer.
They got $50 million, and they're in it to win it now.
Do it.
And you're convinced that was a bad signing, Austin Reeves.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
I love John. I love Kyle, the York family. Like, it's the best organization I feel like that I've played for in terms of just top to bottom greatness so far. And I don't like leaving good people, and I hope they enjoy having me there. And I'm excited for this year, to be honest. And a lot of that was off-season talk, and anything's possible, right? I mean, the trade deadline's not until a little bit through the season, but try not to keep up with it. And I really just want to keep getting better. Like you said, I did play decent last year. I think I can play a lot better, which is what I'm striving to do this summer, is improve on my technique and see if that helps me and elevates me to get, a big deal or something in the future. But I always say be where your feet are, and my feet are in San Francisco, and I like it a lot.
Mac Jones, backup quarterback in San Francisco, happy to be there. Didn't you once say that the backup quarterback is the best gig in all of pro sports? You can make so much money. You're not getting hit. It's the NFL. It's fabulous.
Yeah, but he's playing. So, I mean, he wants another contract. And I think if he wants the big money, it's going to be based on playing. But why aren't you ever where your elbows are? Where's your feet?
Because your elbows are all over the place. I don't know. It's a cliche. Don't mess with a good
but
cliche.
Your feet takes you everywhere.
You are
your
wherever
elbows take you nowhere.
You are wherever your butt is as you sit over there on the bench. You are wherever your neck is. That's how you keep your head on straight. You can mess with that forever. You know who's not happy in San Francisco is Brandon Ayuk. He says he'd sign with Washington tomorrow if the Niners were to cut him. It's unknown if the Commanders are interested in signing him. Why would they say anything? That would just set themselves up for tampering. Let him say whatever he wants, but that's what he's saying. Detroit Lions corner Terrion Arnold is facing multiple felony charges, at least 8 of them. Could net him life in prison in connection with a robbery and kidnapping in February in Tampa. Tampa police previously arrested 6 other individuals involved in a targeted armed robbery that took place shortly after midnight on February 4th. 3 men were pistol whipped, held at gunpoint, and robbed. Police say Arnold was the primary conspirator. He's accused of coordinating and directing the co-defendants to lure the 3 men to an apartment where the assault occurred. 4 counts kidnapping, 4 counts armed robbery, potential life in prison. Well, that's a heck of a story right there. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
The Utes picking up a couple more commitments. Corner Canyon lineman Jackson West. And from Davis, athlete Jackson Itahau. Utes also announcing a 7-year contract. Adidas will take over as their apparel, uniform, and footwear provider. Utes will finish out their contract with Under Armour this year. The Adidas deal begins July 1, 2027. It's really going to age and date that drop with Kyle Whittingham. First the coach changes, now the provider. It's all gone, yeah. D1 Football Oversight Committee is proposing changes to the offseason and preseason practice schedules, a shorter transfer portal window, which would go into effect in 2027 if approved. Portal would go from 15 days to 10 days. Shorten that thing up. And the portal would open on first business day following January 1 each year. Well, presumably they still have to play the national title game. Awesome. Spring practice would get cut down. Training camp in the summer gets cut from 25 to 21 practices, so tightening it up.
Spring actually gets expanded a little bit. It's going to be essentially almost 2 spring balls, OTA type stuff like the NFL. They'll give you 2 different periods.
So you don't get the same spring ball, but you get a second OTA period?
And you get extra practices as a result of having both of those.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
1-1. Swanson swings, drills one deep in the air to left. This is going to go! Grand slam! Dansby Swanson, his second home run of the ball game, and the Cubs have blown it open.
3-2 pitch to Betts. He swings and hammers one. Left center and deep. This ball heading back to the wall. It is gone. A home run. Mookie Betts, home run number 9. And the Dodgers strike first. It's 1-0.
The pitch. Barracoto, high drive. Left center field. It is gone! Victor Barracoto walks it off. The Giants go deep twice in the 9th inning and steal a win from the A's. 2-1 the final. What a moment for Victor Barracoto.
Giants give up a run in the 8th, but get the 2 in the 9th. Devers also homering in the 9th inning, so it's 2-1 Giants over the Athletics. You heard Mookie Betts hit career home run number 300. Shohei Ohtani rallied from early struggles. Out of sync with catcher Dalton Rushing, but the Dodgers put it together and beat Minnesota 4-3. And you heard the Cubs in there sweeping a doubleheader, 10-3 and 10-5, beating up on the Mets pitching staff. Cubs acquire left-handed pitcher David Peterson from the Mets. They have an injury-ravaged rotation. They're just looking for healthy arms. Peterson is a former All-Star, but his ERA 6.98 over his last 17 starts. It's a staggeringly high number, PK.
It is, yeah. Dansby Swanson, 11 RBIs yesterday in both games combined.
That is a fantastic day. 15 ribbies in the series, and they still got one game to go. He will be sorry to not see the New York Mets out there anymore. Bees beat the Isotopes 9-1, Game 3 in the series today. It's a day game, 11:50. Tony Park's on the call for the noon first pitch. He'll be on the air at 11:50. You can listen on the KSL Xtreme or 102.7 HD2. DJ PK.
All the way to Maseko. Got the shot away, and it's Maseko! And South Africa have their lead, and Maseko has his goal! And could that be the goal that sends them to the knockout rounds? Unbelievable scenes here in Monterrey!
South Africa gets the goal, upset South Korea. Looked like they were headed for a scoreless goal, but the one goal wins. They get the 3 points, and they are on to the knockout round. South Korea is on 3 points. They can still advance as a third-place team. Morocco, Haiti sends Haiti home 4-2, the final. Morocco will be hosting part of the next World Cup, and they look like they're having a pretty strong run here. And Brazil finishes top of their group. They shut out Scotland 3-0. Mexico 3-0 over Czechia. Also, Mexico wins their group. Today, it's the U.S., and it's now Turkey. When did Turkey become Turkey? When did that happen? Well, it's Turkey.
Czech Republic went to Czechia.
8 o'clock tonight. The game is on Big Fox.
Don't have it.
Still shut down, huh? Can't get that thing settled.
Nope.
They had one with Comcast for a while, and that one got settled. You still have both, or you're finally down to one system now?
I got this little black and white.
Yeah. DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
PGA Tour Travelers Championship, Cromwell, Connecticut. I don't know my Connecticut geography. Is that in that sliver of Connecticut that's right next to New York and has big money?
I don't know.
Oh. The Travelers is one of the 8 tournaments I'm seeing mentioned.
Connecticut's a dump.
Spoken like a true tri-state resident.
Travelers being talked about as one of the 8 tournaments that will be protected, big money. They'll be taken care of in this reorganization. So, Tony Finau, the lone local in the field this week at the Travelers. That's what's trending, brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Jay Stevens, NHL insider for KSL Sports and host of the Utah Puck Report, is going to join us coming up at 8:30. We'll talk NHL draft with him. It's Friday and Saturday. Drew Hill, Memphis Grizzlies beat writer, sports columnist for the Daily Memphian, will join us at 9 o'clock. Richie Saunders to Memphis. The question of the day is coming up next. Stay with us.
The Utah Jazz select Darren Peterson.
The Utah Jazz have found their future face of the franchise as Darren Peterson is on his way to Salt Lake City.
The BYU at Kansas game, he had 18 points in the first half. He was 6 of 8, had 3 steals. There was no question who the best player on the floor was.
Winning basketball is back in Utah, and the KSL Sports Zone will be with the new look Jazz every step of the way. Your exclusive home of Utah Jazz basketball is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The grill is shot. The chairs are held together by optimism. And what happened to the rug? Sounds like your outdoor setup is not ready for patio season. Fix it all with Wayfair. Shop Wayfair for grills, rugs, furniture, and more. With 20 million 5-star reviews, room of choice delivery, and expert setup on qualifying orders, it's never been easier to do more for less. Get 10% off your first eligible purchase. Hurry to wayfair.com or download the app now.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Join the KSL Sports Zone today, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. live at Kenny J's Barbecue at the District in South Jordan, 11610 District Drive. DJ and PK, it's time for the question of the day. Did BYU get a good enough return on its A.J. Dybantsa investment? Highly debatable. It did not get the return it wanted, PK. I don't think it got the return that they sold it on. But
I think they got more than what they possibly could have sold it on.
They got a good enough return to double it down going forward.
They got it exceeded expectations.
Really?
Yes.
Because you can't use the word Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, which is, I believe, why they're doing this. So they don't get that.
But a teacher's influence is felt for the next 40 to 50
and
years.
That's the part they can double down on going forward.
A.J. Dybantsa, he gave them everything he had and then some.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his fault that the team lost. He's to be credited why they made the NCAA tournament. They wouldn't have made the NCAA tournament without him.
Yeah, I believe that.
So it's not, did the BYU basketball team have the success it anticipated when it signed?
Hence the words good enough.
What was a return on the investment? The publicity of BYU and how he still pumps the school and says he's going to get his degree from there. And you, too, can be the number one pick if you go and play for Kevin Young. They got more than they ever could have dreamed of out of A.J. Dybantsa. The team didn't, but Dybantsa delivered big time.
What is the mindset now of 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds? Is BYU getting established as a place that you should go if you're a lottery pick?
Why would any Latter-day Saint kid who has NBA aspirations, not realistic or unrealistic dreams, but I'm talking about identified as an
realistically
15, 16, 17-year-old.
You're top 25 in your class. You're top 50
and they don't come
class.
around very long. I get that.
Right.
But why would they go anywhere but BYU? Makes no sense to me why they would consider going anywhere. I'm talking about the elite, and they don't fall off trees. And he has been in the mix for all these kids. Jaeger was nice, but he was a kid from the other side of the world who knew Travis Hansen, and he wanted to come to where there was some familiarity, right? So we understand that. But AJ, no, he came from the U.S. He's an American, and he chose BYU. You always hear when the WNBA started, oh, now I have someone who looks like me and is a woman, and I can do that type of thing. They say this all the time. Fit in the jury of your peers. They didn't have any black people. Okay, that's real life. Well, now you got here. You got a black guy, non-Mormon kid, number one pick. What more could you have asked out of him?
Well, you couldn't get more out of him.
That's the point.
You want to get more out of the team.
Well, that's wasn't the question.
No.
It said, did they get out of the team or did they get out of A.J. Dybantsa?
It doesn't say, did they get the return they want? Did they get a good enough return? And they can double down on this story going forward now.
And
you can be the one pick. You can be the lottery pick. They've done it twice in 2 years. You can be drafted.
Every year for as long as Kevin Young is there. They got more than they possibly could have imagined. And you could be comfortable here, and the student body, so to speak, will embrace you. The community will embrace you, to the point where they move their family out, and his sister plays volleyball at Lone Peak, and is not going to move, from what I understand, according to Jay Drew's story Sunday. So they're going to stay here. This is the gift that keeps on giving.
So can you establish yourself as a brand in the mind of some 15, 16, 17-year-old in Houston or Chicago or Dallas or Atlanta, LA, wherever they're coming from? Does he open doors that weren't open before? That'd be a good enough return.
Oh, he already has.
That's how they got Branch? At least part of the story.
They're on the scene. It's no big deal now to have top kids. This is just in 2 years.
And establish the brand in the mind of the TV network so that the Cougars 4, 5, 6 big non-conference games, whatever they schedule every year, their BYU Arizona, BYU Houston, BYU Kansas become automatic big TV games. Because then you keep the brand out there, and that's going to help recruit kids too.
Yeah, I don't say how they didn't. I honestly don't understand how you could say, no, they didn't get it out of A.J. Dybantsa.
Neil's with you, still collecting dividends on him. His year at BYU will be forever be remembered by everyone.
Even more than everyone.
Brian, yeah, they got a return, as in mileage. Got some pretty good exposure. Back to Independence.
They got more exposure than they ever could have dreamed of.
Ty says 100%. As a BYU fan, I've never watched a better basketball player prospect who's played for us. I enjoyed every second watching him. If his game translates into the NBA like it should keep the interested players wanting to play for KY.
Yeah, I mean, the season didn't turn out this. Instead of pro-Vo, it turned out to blow-Vo. We can understand that. But so what?
Blow-Vo?
Yeah, the season blew.
I got it.
I know you
enjoyed it.
It wasn't what they wanted, what they anticipated.
Blow-Vo and Pro-Vo.
All right. I understand that.
Jason, Utah had a number one player. What does that mean now?
Well, 25 years later, nothing.
Should we pivot to breaking news, PK? Fresh as today's headlines?
I mean, sure, go ahead.
LaMelo Ball to Minnesota for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, 3 first-round pick swaps, and 3 second-round picks. So Minnesota giving the Jazz a bunch of draft picks for Gobert, and now they're giving Charlotte a bunch of draft picks for LaMelo Ball. So, in the headlines of the last segment, you said, there's 3 big potential deals out there. Now there's 2. LaMelo Ball to Minnesota. We'll see what happens with Jaylen Brown and Kawhi Leonard.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Will that help Minnesota stay in front of the Jazz? Because yesterday we were talking about the Jazz. Can they win 50 games? Can they get into that mix of clubs that's right around that 50-win territory? 3, 4, 5, 6 in the West were between 49 and 54 wins this past year.
I don't know. Your boy was coming down hard on Darren Peterson yesterday. Your boy. Your no-state tax boy. Oh, man. Guy you used to listen to every day on your way home.
Doesn't like him. Senses trouble coming.
Oh,
too many distractions.
We can get to that.
All right, we'll get to that coming up. All right, there you go. There's the breaking NBA news. Now back to your regularly scheduled Cougar programming.
Where I feel most comfortable.
Clinton says the amount of exposure and media coverage was worth way more than he got paid. Plus, it's going to lead to an increase in Cougar Club memberships and ticket prices.
Oh, man, when you can increase Cougar Club membership, of which I am now a member.
You are not a Cougar Club member.
Well, it's a different Cougar Club, but nevertheless.
Oh, nice.
Figured.
Got the reaction you craved. You're welcome.
I'm addicted.
I need attention. Look at me. I don't know. Say something outrageous.
Only in the mornings.
Oh, yeah.
After 10.
You get your fill by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You get a lot of attention, and then that just carries you the day.
And
then, just fill up the tank.
Then I'm a church mouse the rest of the day.
Andy, I don't know if they got enough. Only President Ryan Smith gets to vote. It was good. It was good enough. None of the gazillionaires.
Maybe McAfee should ask him that question.
He should next time he has him on. Had him on the day after the draft.
Yeah.
Just 5 years into this.
People cry when they get traded from the Jazz. They beg to stay. I beg your pardon.
I'll be right back. I'll come back. Remember me.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of Ryan's quotes in that. But that lines up with what you've said about if you get people here, they'll like it. The initial reaction may not be great. They may not have been here, maybe a long way away from wherever they're coming. They've heard a bunch of stereotypes.
Well, it's all born out of ignorance.
Yeah.
Individual ignorance. There is some truth to it, but they don't have that personal experience. And John Morant's father. The untold story. Yeah, I think it's been told now. Yeah. So that's true. Come here, check it out. There's a good chance you're going to like it. That's just as Ryan has been saying all along, because he's right.
Jade says BYU lost in the first round, so no, they didn't get a good return on the investment, but it was good for the state of Utah.
They did. And AJ scored like 30 points in the game. That's Kevin Young's fault. That's the fate of injury's fault. It's not AJ Dybantsa.
He wasn't going to do more. He needed a better team around him.
Yeah.
And Brandon says, I don't know what more they expected. A deeper tournament run with Richie's injury. I think the season turned out about how one could expect.
Yes.
We are seeing this with multiple NBA guys, and it needs to be the goal of any team going forward, especially with the ability to gather them every single year in the transfer portal and have a better chance of identifying. But Michigan just won the title, and they have 3 guys drafted in the lottery. And before that, Duke had a Final Four team, and they had 4 guys drafted. And you've always had to stack up the NBA guys, and I think it's even more imperative now. Got to go. Go get them. Give yourself a chance. And they could have had 2 NBA guys and 2 NBA draft picks playing in the tournament instead of 1. And what would they have done? Maybe they would have been seated a little differently if Richie had been there the last month or so, whatever it was he missed.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Dybantsa.
They got their investment on him.
And
didn't get the investment on the other guys, but they got the investment on him.
And Kevin Young went and got a bunch of guys who can run and jump and can't shoot. And then he comes back, and his last parting words as he shook our hands was holy grail for me is shooting. And so what did he do? He doubled back on it, and he got a bunch of Mormon kids who can shoot. And he didn't have that before. Not that they have to be, the religion's irrelevant. But before, they didn't have very many of those types. And this year, he went and got several to come to his team. And that's what you need. And so you have to give him credit for adjusting and getting guys into his program that probably should have been there in the beginning, not to say it was his fault. Maybe they wanted to go elsewhere, there's more money, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the circumstances are, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care about the details. I just care about whether they're going to win or not. And that's all that matters to me as what in my position. And the money's the money. I view the money for the college level now just the way I do the pros. I don't get into the money. They're getting obscene amounts of money at the pro level, and so you're going to go nuts on this and who's worth this, and Walker Kessler wants 30 and 25 is an insult or this or that, whatever. I don't care about that. Tell me how many shots you block. Tell me what you do to affect the team's winning. I didn't get in to be a sports fan to worry about their money. And now it's the same thing with college. You know? A couple guys left the Sun Devils because they got more money and they were premier players. All right, see you. Bye.
Next.
Yeah, right. So I don't worry about the money. I mean, you drive yourself nuts about that. And, you know, you can, Kyle was promised that, you know, he would have a smooth transition, and then he took coaches and he took players. Yeah, and you went over and pilfered New Mexico the year before. So, what promises?
Bronco, you lost your offensive coordinator to Utah 2 years in a row.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
And he went with the idea that he would be there at least more than one season at New Mexico. So once you go down that rabbit hole, where do you stop? You don't get to stop where you make your point, and then that's it.
Wait a minute. I make my point. I get what's best for me, and everybody else falls in line to support my dreams.
Right, and then you can blast everybody else for doing the same thing to one degree or another. It's the world in which we live in, man.
The college sports world we live in. Yeah. Everybody hits reset every single year.
Well, it's now the professionals, and even at a higher level in terms of the...
Well, the pros sign multi-year deals. So they don't move. Everybody can't move every year. Right. Whereas in college, everybody can move every year.
And for now. So away they go. And the money they got and whatever. And it's just, what difference? I'm not paying it. So what do I care? If I were paying it, I would care. But I'm not.
You and Scotty Davis. See one of your neighbors? You've been talking over the fence? That's the booster who paid for it. I put in $0. So of course it was worth it to me.
Right. I haven't given a penny to anybody for athletic purposes.
You got rid of that landline. ASU couldn't hit you up for $25 when they won the Big 12 title.
I told them. They called me when I'm living in California. Were you at the Rose Bowl? Yes, I was. And it was some co-ed, so my wife accused me of flirting with her, which I was. She was listening.
Stop flirting with her. I know you're not going to give her any money.
I think I gave him $25.
There it is.
Yeah. I said, you go to the Rose Bowl, I'll give you $25 again. And I remember in 10 years later they went. I don't remember if I gave it. I just remember my first one because I was young and we had just moved there. It was my first year there, second year, and they win the Pac-10 and go to the Rose Bowl, and I got I got free tickets even from some guy who was a shyster who worked for the Raiders and somehow played soccer with Rod Stewart. He was a singer too, and he was on our sports staff. The guy was just all over the place, man. And he just lived just a crazy life. He would get singing gigs too on the weekends, and yes.
Taking prep calls one night, and then the next covering a high school game one night, at a Dodger game one night,
and I barely knew him. And I said, "Yeah, my team, your son of us." Oh yeah, okay. He comes back with 2 press passes, parking to the Rose Bowl.
Hey,
how much? Nothing.
Dude's connected. He knows people.
He was.
I got friends.
And then he got fired because he just couldn't have any structure. He'd be in there on his writing at like 3 a.m. is when he would be doing stuff. He just lived this crazy, he was a single guy. He worked for the Raiders too. And yeah, he did. He worked for the Raiders. He did. He knew all, Marcus Allen was buddies with them, all those people. Yeah. And so then he got fired. And I felt bad for him, so I took him out this little 9-hole Harbor golf course down the road, and we went. And about the 4th hole, we started talking about him getting fired, and he unleashed about a 350-yard drive because he was so furious.
Mad.
Yeah,
hit the fairway. Or spraying the thing.
Dead. She got so fired up, and he's still working today. He's back in Pennsylvania doing preps, and he's in his 70s. Yeah. Crazy. So yeah, I went to that game and I gave him $25. But other than that, that's it. Let those tons of gazillion millionaires, let them do it, or billionaires, and they are doing it. And what they didn't get maybe the team, but they care about that. But I also think they care about buddying up to these guys. And so you could say,
that's a factor nobody wants to say out loud, but
it's
yes.
the truth.
But yes.
And I gave Taysom Hill an internship. I know him.
Yeah.
And then you go to church on Sunday or wherever you do, and it gives you separation.
Celebrity brushes with greatness.
Yeah.
It's his tale as old as time.
Yeah.
And so whatever connection you have to somebody.
Right. And then they have connections that they can bring you in. Yeah. A guy at BYU used to call them a jock sniffers.
Well, there's a generation of people who went to BYU, and they all have. Steve Young and I were good buddies.
Oh, it's a 10-year period.
And then there's
Steve was only there for 4 years, but it's a 10-year period.
You were there as a freshman. You were there as a senior. You were in between.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing a little wiggle room with the missions, and you got a decade.
You skied with Steve Young. You went to a party with Steve Young. Wow, aren't you special? I'm a girl dad. Look at me. Aren't I special? That's everyone's looking for that. I went golfing one time. Got hooked up with a guy down in St. George, and he's just going to town on his relationship with Norm Chow. Finally, about the 15th hole, I called him over. I said, "Hey, look at this," and I show him a picture of me and Norm out in front of Norm's house in Manhattan Beach. He got really quiet. The last few holes.
Wait so long. You should have done it at the turn.
Yeah, I would have done that like on hole 5.
I was enjoying his
the constant build-up every hole.
Yes, and it was in the winter, and he had a house, and he was rich. He had a house on the course, and along the way, his wife brought out freshly baked muffins.
Ooh.
So he's a nice guy. I enjoyed playing with him. But he was just the best bud ever of Norm Chow. Oh, yeah. Started asking some questions. Blah, 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 blah. I had a guy once tell me he played in the big leagues. I said, yeah? Who was the manager? He told me he didn't remember.
You probably remember
True story. He didn't remember. I remember the Angels managers, but he didn't. And I didn't play for the Angels. And I found out he played a little minor league ball. Yeah. So, that's what people want. And so I think they probably got it. Yeah, the team didn't do it. But it's okay. They had injuries, and they had no bench. and injuries weakened the bench because you had to move guys in. All right. But now Kevin Young is going to learn. He's going to put a better product out there. He may not have the number one pick, but the product will be better. It was better the first year. It was deeper.
And you don't have to have the number one pick to do your Sweet 16 Elite 8 Final Four.
And so now they go into year 3. And he's going to if this Branch kid pans out, he'll have another lottery pick. I mean, come on. It's the first time they had 2 guys drafted, not when they're 87 rounds.
4th round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I never heard of the guy. Did you heard of him?
84.
Before we were here, so.
Well, yeah, they used to be 10, 11, or however many rounds they had. I don't know when they stopped doing that, but guys bringing in pros. He said it on we were there, his first night. They had a little ceremony for him, and he walked up on that stage. You know, he's going to make it a place where you can come train for the NBA. We're going to run an NBA-like program.
Yeah.
He's delivered so far.
They had a
3 guys in the NBA.
They had a whole show. Yeah, 3 guys in 2 years is a good run.
I mean,
Build
he didn't
that
recruit
brand.
Saunders, so
but he coached him for 2 years, and he got to the NBA.
Right.
So you just claim that and move on. And the truth is, in this era of transferring, there's going to be a bunch of guys that you don't necessarily recruit. There's going to be a bunch of guys who play 1 or 2 years. They could start somewhere else and come to you. You're just going to claim it and move on.
Right.
Well, you also took Richie from a 6th man to the most improved player in the Big 12, so you can.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably that's a classic example of a program guy sticking with it and getting better as he develops. And Kevin Young and his folks, they deserve credit too, because you're going to take the hits for losing. So,
Better take the hits or take the credit when you win.
Yeah, and Saunders is a nice story, man. Stayed with it, worked, did what he needed to do. I think all these guys should explore. Why not? The system allows you to. I mean, there's a picture of him coming down the escalator with his wife in Lexington. Okay. Why shouldn't he?
Find out what the market is.
Kevin Young is going to take calls. And is he put out? I haven't heard him put out a statement say, "I will not take any calls from the NBA because I am the Brigham Young University coach." I haven't heard him say that. Nor should he.
Don't give up your leverage.
Yeah.
You and I both lived it in radio, and it's true in coaching. It's true when you're playing. Right. It's true in whatever business or people involved out there. You know, your bosses are going to pay you one thing. When they find out you might go somewhere else for another number, then you find out if they'll pay you a lot more. They're usually not going to pay you a lot more until you have that leverage.
I became far more attractive to my wife when 2 other women asked me to marry them. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I better believe it.
You're still making this up in your mind as you go?
I'm just reciting fact. I'm doing what you do. I'm going back in history.
Nice.
Right? And hey, there's things you can count on. When you have leverage, you become more attractive. And as you get older, things mean more. We talked about the U.S. World Cup captain crying. Well, he's 38 years old. This is the end. Time's running out.
Yep.
Everything means more. If he was 24 years old,
way to go. He's going to be in the World Cup in 4 years.
Jog off the field and get ready for the next match. But here he is. This is it. You get down to the end, and there's a song line, life gets mighty precious when there's less of it to waste. Yeah, it's the truth. So those things are true. And these players have leverage until they change the rules and you only get 1 free transfer. They should consider it. At least check it out. Until Dusty May says, I'm not going to listen to the NBA. The players certainly should be able to move around.
Dusty May's gone to Dallas.
Yeah, and good for him.
Move on.
That's what he wants to do, strike while it's hot. He did twice. Going from, what was it, Florida International?
No, Florida Atlantic. FAU, yeah.
And to here, to Michigan, and then boom. What a 4-year ascension. Wow. That's amazing. And more power to him, man, right? And so Richie checked it out, and he stayed. He saw that it was good, and he stayed. That's even better.
And if in the process you get a little more because they're worried you might go to Kentucky or wherever Rob Wright was looking, good for you. You played the game well.
Kentucky also.
Yeah.
At least, if not more. And Rob Wright, He checked it out. He came back. So he essentially chose BYU twice now.
Oh, yeah, I think you can just drop essentially. He did. He could have gone. He's plenty good enough. He could have gone somewhere else. He listened to their offers. He heard what BYU was offering. BYU had the advantage of building a relationship with him for a year, be on campus, know some teammates, know the coaches, all that stuff.
But I'd have to think a player like Rob Wright, the money would be ballpark, if not almost to the dollar.
That comes down to how good are these coaches getting at assessing the market, and how desperate is a coach with deep pockets? Will he not worry about the market and just up the ante by 10% so he can get whatever player?
Well, maybe he actually turned down more money.
Possible.
Maybe he just looked at it and said, this is where I can be best developed, so I'm going to stay right here. That's cool. That's a great story. I think Kevin Young, as far as his recruiting, is delivered, and he went to the Sweet 16. In time, maybe for BYU, the Sweet 16 will be sort of like expected in the manner of a Kansas or Kentucky and these other types of programs. But it was the third time in 40-some years, so it's not like it is wildly expected. Maybe he can get to that point. And this year, he had the first-round exit, circumstantial to a degree, yes. Not enough talent on the roster? Yes. All right. Go back and reset.
Assuming that the boosters and the athletic administration are savvy enough, you can look at powerhouse programs around the country, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, whoever, and they have their big years, but they also have their one-and-dones. I mean, it's who's a bigger name than Duke? And they can go one and done and then go Final Four the next year. And then go one and done the year after that.
And then Final Four the year after that.
Yeah, it seems like a bit much. DJ PK, Jay Stevens on the NHL Draft, 8:30. What are the Mammoth going to do Friday night? We'll talk with Jay coming up at 8:30. Drew Hill, Memphis Grizzlies beat writer, sports columnist for the Daily Memphian at 9 o'clock. Stay with us right here on The Zone.
Turn it up. Let's go. It's a new era for sports radio in Utah. This is the all-new KSL Sports Zone. As always, DJ and PK kick off your mornings from 6 to 10. Then introducing the newest addition to the KSL Sports Zone. The coach, Tim Lacombe, joins Scotty G every day from 10 to 2. And as you wrap up your day, Jake Scott and Ben Anderson are there with the best sports talk in Utah from 2 to 6. Live and local, all day, every day. Your home for the best sports radio in Utah is live, on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. You think when we see this BYU basketball schedule, we're going to see about a third of it, national TV quality games, big-time opponents? Is that where they're going? They've established themselves now?
International, not
teams
just
who want to play them.
They'll go to Canada and Mexico.
Teams who want to play them, ESPN, CBS, Fox, want to slap those games on TV.
U.S. territories even. French territories.
Best territories you traveled to on your Thanksgiving and Christmas basketball trips.
The Yukon territory.
You did not go to the Yukon territory.
I've been to Yukon.
I don't think you went to the Great Alaska Shootout at any point.
Thank goodness.
Whew. Not that it's in the Yukon territory. It's not. But it's north. It's cold. It's close enough.
Yeah, I want warm.
Yeah, right. Maui, Honolulu,
Wowie,
Puerto Rico, and I'm leaving out one. There's another Caribbean island. I know you're right.
Thomas,
St. Thomas,
Bermuda, Bahama, Key Largo.
Did not go to Key Largo for a tournament. Went to Key Largo on your own.
You switched it up. They're going to go, come on, pretty mama, but you didn't go with it.
It's too predictable.
Well, she came with me.
Didn't have to ask.
Yeah.
She planned the trip.
I have been very, very fortunate. This job/jobs, but job as an umbrella, has taken me many, many places. Huge events. Really couldn't ask for more. And anticipate more to come. And that's fun, exciting. Yeah, for sure. And BYU is a prominent name. That's the thing about it, is that's the return on the investment. It's not simply
Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four.
Yeah.
Although it is Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, but it's about building a program, not just having a great season.
It's not exclusively that.
It's about building a program, not just having a great season.
And the publicity that he brought. It's the same thing with Majerus did. They were a hot commodity, right? And he cashed in on that big time.
Hence your 3 trips to Maui.
Yeah. Right.
The folks in Maui were not knocking on the door in the late 80s trying to get Utah.
Or now.
Or now.
Seeing Majerus wading in the ocean is a special sight. And I am privileged to have seen that. And how he took all the Marriott points, the assistants and kids didn't get any. Yeah. So that was a great time. It was a glorious time. I was fortunate to be there. And yeah, they want stuff that is going to attract. And BYU right now is a name. And you know, I think that Kevin Young is not going to be judged by the 25-26 season. He's got many years to come, most likely. And so we'll see. We'll see if he can get – that's a good question. Can Kevin Young do now in the coming years, so over the next 10 years, what Rick Majerus did in the 90s, basically? Because that was incredible. No matter what you think of the guy, and most of the fans – I think the story got out. To put it mildly, he was eccentric, right?
But for all the off-field drama and the wild stories and the weird stories, set all that aside.
And the way it ended.
Can you do the winning for a decade?
I mean, he was phenomenal. You have to give the man his due there. Yeah. I've said this many times. The highest IQ, smartest coach. And I think some of that was to his detriment. Couldn't relax very often. The mind was just phenomenal mind. He could have been whatever he wanted to be. He could have been. But the winning was sensational.
To connect those two, how much of what the boosters are doing right now for the program, how many of them are old enough and big enough basketball fans to know and to have lived that run in the 90s?
I don't think you have to live it to know. You can look it up.
You can.
Yeah,
but I'm curious how much that drives them. We
I
saw
think
it happen
money,
there.
I think the commitment to BYU and the opportunity to rub shoulders with kids
they're all those
2 or
things.
3 times younger than you, and the access that you get. The access that you can get.
It seems like the era is totally set up for him to do it.
Totally? I don't know if it's totally.
It's a completely different world than any.
It makes it harder, not easier.
Because other people are living in this totally different world as well?
Yeah. Right.
But this set of rules has made
core, we'd always used to joke on senior day, it would be they also all need to have the 3 or 4 guys that we would identify that he would kick off. Because it was going to be their last game. They just didn't know it yet.
Bring their parents here. They don't know it. They're on the Hudson Center floor for the last time.
We knew it because it became predictable.
I remember sitting with you and discussing that very thing before a game.
Yeah.
One of the times we were killing it. And we were hands down, we were lockstep on the first 2 kids. And the third one, I'm like, well, maybe. And you're like, no. he's gone.
But the core never left. The core even came back. There's multiple guys who could have gone to the NBA earlier, but didn't. Now it's an entirely different world because they do go.
The one and dones. They won't have the 4 and dones.
Right.
Van Horn. Miller was 5.
Yeah, he didn't play the 1 year, but yeah. And so I think that makes it harder. Majerus had to find a way to get these kids, but once he got them, they're basically there the entire time. And every single one of them, the core, from the time he got them to the time they were done, were substantially better. I really can't think of anybody who regressed.
Didn't improve.
Because if they regressed, he got rid of you anyway. But the core, even Keith, who had a phenomenal freshman year, but his body was so dramatically different by the time he was a senior.
Yeah. Mike Dolak improved by leaps and bounds. Alex Jensen got bigger.
And Kevin
bigger
Young will never
stronger,
have
yeah.
that.
True, but he has the ability to go out and get kids every year and pick guys off other people's rosters, and he's got the money to work with.
So does everybody else.
Well, everybody doesn't have the money, but you're right, elite teams do.
We're talking about the teams he's trying to compete with.
By the time you get to the Sweet 16, everybody's got
He's
money.
not competing with Idaho State. He's competing with the teams that have the cash and have the win at all cost mentality.
Even inside the Big 12, don't you think there's probably only 3 or 4 teams at BYU's level financially?
Oh, I think there's 2.
Houston and Arizona?
Oh, no way, Houston. It's Texas Tech.
Kelvin Sampson says
he's constantly whining about
quote,
it.
"We're poor," unquote.
Do you believe everything says about money when they keep winning?
Well, I believe what he's saying relative to the
Texas Tech
others.
and Arizona.
Yeah. Right.
Kansas, where do they fit in all that?
Kansas basketball's got money.
Yeah. Right. I mean, they've had money forever.
Yeah. All the teams that have been good forever have had money forever.
So that one way or another, they were getting it. I mean, Bill Self has had suspensions, hasn't he?
Well, he was caught up in that wiretap.
Yeah. So, and the way I looked at it, whoop-de-doo. You're trying to win. Now everybody's doing it, and it's no big deal.
Right. All right, DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Stay with us. Utah Mammoth getting ready for a draft. Talk with Jay Stevens at 8:30. What are the Mammoth going to do Friday night? Drew Hill, Memphis Grizzlies beat writer, sports columnist for the Daily Memphian, joins us at 9 o'clock. Richie Saunders going to Memphis. How quickly can they rebuild? DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The grill is shot. The chairs are held together by optimism. And what happened to the rug? Sounds like your outdoor setup is not ready for patio season. Fix it all with Wayfair. Shop Wayfair for grills, rugs, furniture, and more. With 20 million 5-star reviews, room of choice delivery, and expert setup on qualifying orders, it's never been easier to do more for less. Get 10% off your first eligible purchase. Hurry to wayfair.com or download the app now.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Ice Cube's Big 3 is back. The most competitive basketball league on earth is on CBS this Saturday. Big 3 All-Star Dwight Howard and the LA Riot take on Greg Monroe and the Dallas Power. Then in another clash of undefeated teams, Earl Clark and Coach Steven Jackson lead the DMV Trilogy against Montrezl Harrell, Coach Dr. J, and the Chicago Triplets. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET. Presented by iHeart.